So
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me ask. There's a notion out there. Well, what question? Have y'all seen the women of Gen Z? What do you guys think about them? Their conduct and such.
I don't have a whole lot of exposure to them outside of what's on the media.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I see them on the media, but I also see them like in the city, like on the train and whatnot, because I take the metro to work sometimes. It just makes me sad, their behavior, their conduct, and you could just see that they need a little more guidance, positive guidance in their lives.
Hmm. Are they any different than we were?
Oh yes, because I mean, in my opinion, yes, because we cared. We cared what our parents thought. We cared what our grandma thought, and our granddaddy. We didn't want to get beat when we got home. We got whoopings. Well, I did. I got real whippings. So I
Really?
think yeah, I got yeah.
When who what generation did teen pregnancy run rampant? I don't think it's theirs. So I understand what we're saying, but now I'm just thinking when you really think about our conduct versus theirs. Yeah, they emotional as hell. We say that. They soft as shit. We say that. But in terms of degenerate behavior, and I'm just asking, if we compare them, boom, this, that, like what? How different were we? Did we just do different things? But if we added them up, would it be equal?
I think the more things change, the more things remain the same. So we, you were talking about us living through the crack epidemic and being products of broken homes and things like that. The same is true for them. It just looks different. Um, we lived through the crack epidemic. They got all this other shit, fentanyl and meth and everything that they're having to deal with in their schools. They're dealing with the same single parent households that our generation had to deal with. So it just looks different.
Damn,
But it's the
well,
same. It's the same shit.
I don't think y'all know what crack actually did though. Crack was a different.
I mean,
I grew up in the Bronx during that time, so I
far
know.
more extreme. It was far more extreme, but you get what I'm saying. It's the same. It's half a dozen in one, six in the other.
But you'll find, well, not to disprove your point, but you'll find fentanyl. I mean, them crackers, man, they love that shit. There was a point in Seattle, Dana, where they didn't have any place to put bodies. That's how much fentanyl was killing them white folks up there. Go ahead, Nate. What are you saying?
I was gonna say, I think for them, they don't have as much goals. Like I don't hear a lot of kids like you know how our parents used to ask us, what do you want to be when you grow up? We actually knew. I don't think a lot of the Gen X, I'm sorry, what is it, Gen Z, they really know what they want to do with themselves. Everything is, well, I want to get into music, or I want to just get into a sport, or I just want to be a content creator. I don't think they really know exactly what their goals are for the rest of their lives, like career wise. That's why I don't think they even take school as serious sometimes.
Well. But then I ask the amount of degrees. So we talking about women, right? Y'all not talking about the boys. We talking about the girls. The enrollment rates would say different.
As far as now, for
yeah, black women enroll like a motherfucker. You know that y'all don't make no money, but y'all get a degree in a heartbeat.
But see, I feel like in our age group, you have more people now that have an actual career because they went to school. I think I wasn't dating guys unless they were smart. They had to you had to get good grades. You could play a sport too, but they might have had a little bit of hood in them a little bit, but they were smart. They were educated. And that's what I was used to. And I feel like that's kind of like gone away. It doesn't really matter as much.
So HQ, who raised them?
See, my children are in the age my children are millennials. Okay, they're past this Gen X, Gen Z generation, right?
Okay.
And it's like everything is instant. Yeah, everything is instant. I come out of school and I'm supposed to make 100,000. They come out, they jump on the internet and they're supposed to make 100,000. They come on the internet and they're supposed to get the baddest bitch walking. They do this and they're supposed to get the best. It's like it's no hustle. There is no hustle in them. It's like instant. I gotta have what I want right now. And if I don't get what I want right now, then all this other stuff all these other avenues that I got to go through. I don't want to deal with those other avenues. I just want to go directly to what I want to get. Instead of saying, well, maybe you should go to school and do 4 years of college or whatever to get that background. They don't want to do that. They just want everything instantly. And I think they dismiss the people who have done the work, who have went to school for 4 years, who have practiced under apprenticeships and become plumbers and those kind of things, who have done the work. They just dismiss all of that as though that, well, I can do it better. I can figure this out better than you can, without having to do all of that. We already know everything before you even open your mouth. I know what to do. And it's like, you don't have any of the color. You have the frame, but you don't have the color. You don't know how to nuance. You don't know the nuance of everything. Everything is just like, And that's the one thing I don't like about that generation. It's always like, I know better than you, or I know better now than you. Okay. That's the phrase. That's the new phrase. I know better than you now. Okay. And it's like, you can't get through to them. It's like, I understand where you became. It's like we had to work to get to this conclusion, but they go directly to the conclusion and forget about all the work that we did to get to that conclusion. Let's put it that way.
Ashton with the $5 says, love Ian.
I ain't hear that doorbell
Lord,
ring.
I ain't hear that doorbell ring either. Also been over there before. Yo, Ashton.
I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Bullshit. I see you shining, nigga. I can smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
Steppenwolf was popping with a 20 ball. Says, what up, Hamp? Hi there, beautiful ladies. Salutes. Steppenwolf with the $2 says, the likes are disrespectful. 308. So he sent this up at 9:42. So it's actually 380 people in here. The likes are at 170. Still very disrespectful. John Henry was popping with the $5. Says, Gen X, 1966 to 1980 standards. Gen Y, 1981 and 95 individualism. Gen Z, 96 to 2010 dismissiveness. Standards. I don't know about that. Eugene with the $10 says, can you imagine if there were no computers, let alone no internet? Can you imagine there are no inventions which black people invented a good number of? Could you imagine if Jim Crow is alive today? It'd be tough. Ali.
Shit like that. I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I see you shining.
Ali with a 20 ball says, the older woman hate men and taught the younger generation the same. The younger generation hate men and date women. God, they do everything and anything but listen to men. The next generation will love themselves and marry sex toys.
Wow.
Good God Almighty. John Henry with the $5. Hemp, they would not be proving points, quote unquote. They're merely citing observable reality. I'm not sure if that's not one and the same. Sway with the $2. Hemp, we need the young women to defend themselves. They'll be up here tomorrow. Damn, is this true? Is this true? Who taught? Well, I'm running. Who raised them up? The young boys said that 30% of their generation, and they were speculating, was on OnlyFans. 30% of the women in their generation.
Okay, 30% of Gen Z women are on OnlyFans. Is that what they're saying?
That's what the young boys said.
Okay.
They fluctuated between 20 and 30%.
Okay. And so that meant what? Like what was their talking point? What was their point to that?
They don't care. They don't. The women don't want to be married. The women are looking for scammers, drug dealers, and gangsters. The women want fast money. If you don't have a a Hellcat, you can't talk to them.
What's a Hellcat?
Car?
A Challenger.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it's just like who put them out here? Come on now.
No, so what there? I mean, let's be real. There were thoughts in every generation. They
And so
weren't called, but they
was it
were.
thoughts raising thoughts then?
So they weren't always called thoughts. I'm just saying, what we use the word now, thoughts. But of course, I mean, there's been thoughts in every generation, even back to the boomers and whatever the boomers before the boomers were called,
I
whatever they
got
were.
you. So is it thoughts raising thoughts? Is that's the issue?
They're yeah, that's how new thoughts come. you know, Hoes, whatever. Yes,
Damn.
that's how they come. Yeah.
So you're saying that? Damn. So if the numbers are true, then it 30% of y'all was thoughts.
It's minority. Yeah.
No,
There were
30%
there were
is
hoes.
that's a good chunk of people because
It's
you
minority.
because what it is you're not we're not predicating off the 100%, right? Because we're gonna assume that the 30% that are married, right, we're taking them out. So now we're only working with 70%,
Wait,
right? So
number-
here's the thing, because you can't because we're trying to qualify it, right?
help me.
So when you throw out saying, "Oh, it's a minority," well, let's qualify. So the married women, let's say we take them out, right? So that let's say it's 30% like it is now.
So that's
So
70%.
now we're
Okay.
working with 70%. So let's say
Okay.
the young boys were correct in their numbers. Half of their women that they have to work with, half of the women being raised, right? Are like that's crazy to think that though.
Less
Like
than half.
What's thought? What do you mean by thought,
a
though?
whore.
I don't. Yeah, but what's considered a whore? I mean, why do we consider
The
women
women on yeah, so this is the young boys. This is what the young boys told me, HQ.
right?
They don't want the women that are on OnlyFans.
Who does? Like, if they don't want them, then who does? Then like, why are they on there?
Well, I think people like them like pornography. That's why they're on there. Right? People buy pornography. That's all it is.
Right. And you're
Um,
saying the young boys are saying that they don't participate in that culture at all. That type of culture. They don't go to
I
strip
don't
clubs. They
well,
don't.
I don't know if that's the argument. The argument is they don't want the girls that are OnlyFans. Whether or not they watch OnlyFans wouldn't prove anything.
But if you are a participant in that, that's all I'm saying. Like, is that not hypocritical? If
No,
you are
you're just jerking off.
not just the OnlyFans piece, but I'm also asking about the strip club culture. I lump them all into one. Honestly, I lump strip club and the OnlyFans into one group, one category.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so
What is
someone is
love? Well, first, I don't want to get. What is your point though? Exactly.
they don't want the women, but they're participating in it.
But what is your point regarding who raised the thoughts? Right.
Oh, I mean,
Why are these thoughts out here? Like, what are you trying to ask? I'm just trying to
well,
clarify.
that was different. That was a different conversation. What I'm saying, I made that point already. Whores typically raise whores, okay? Whatever. Hoes, whatever. They typically raise them. So there's been hoes in every generation because your point was y'all Gen X raised the hoes in Gen Z, but it's like, I mean,
All
yeah,
that.
there's hoes in every generation. So yeah, there were hoes in Gen X, there were hoes in baby boomers, there were hoes in millennial and Gen Y and Gen Z. I mean, that's what my point was. It's not
Okay.
like
So
it's a thing.
yeah. So you're saying it's expected because y'all were hoes. The women before y'all was hoes. So why wouldn't they be hoes?
That's not how
No.
I put it. But go ahead. Think
Mm,
about what I said.
mm.
I thought that's what you said.
I think it's a matter of what's become acceptable what's become acceptable in the general public. Simply because sexuality has become so easy to acquire, so easy to applaud. I think because of that, you have regular women becoming very sexual with what they do, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're whole. They just sexual with more sexual.
Yeah, they
And I
hoes.
don't think, and I just don't consider all of the women that hit OnlyFans as hoes. I just don't look at people like that. I look at people as if you're doing sex work, that kind of. All people on OnlyFans are not doing sex work,
They're not.
so I don't consider all the women on OnlyFans as hoes, and I don't consider all of these young girls out here who may have 2 or 3 body counts as hoes. I don't think of them as that. I think of them as it's become so
But you're
fake,
arguing how you feel. I'm telling you what the boys who are dealing with them girls said and felt. So how you feel don't really matter. You ain't fucking them.
right? But they're
Like,
mixing, but they're mixing,
but it's
the
but like
good girls with their
yes,
hoes.
because they can't tell the difference. They can't tell the difference, right? But where I'm just giving you their perspective, and they're saying that these women are undateable. See, the young boys are not like I think maybe my generation, I maybe and definitely generation before. They are not with this happy life, happy wife shit. They said fuck them bitches. That's what they saying. They saying, yo, we got MGTOW movement, men going their own way, passports, or they just staying single, getting money, working, getting some cheeks when they can. They not doing this shit. They not as susceptible to just marrying just for the sake of doing so anymore.
Here's the thing:
Yeah.
is marriage is not the goal for that particular generation, so they don't care whether you want to marry them or not. They're going around that. They're circumventing that marriage thing.
The women.
They're having kids. They're doing whatever they want to do singly.
No, I got you. But you talking about the women, right?
Yeah, the women. There's women who are opting out of being, girls are opting out of being married
So
because
what
they
I'm
don't want to hassle.
so look at what Holly said though. So we're saying that's true. We understand that homosexuality is at an all-time high. Who do we put this on? Is it just on them? Or do you guys take any accountability for how these young girls act, or it is what it is? And I'm just asking.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
ain't trying to.
definitely on us. I mean,
I
the
think it's
women
like
before,
an issue. Yeah.
just like it was, on our parents or whatever. We
Mhm.
don't blame them, but we learn from their mistakes and whatnot. I just think, they need to do the same thing, but it's just different because the difference is we're not bridging the gap. Like with our parents, we talk to them probably more than we talk to these Gen Zs, unless they're our family. You know what I mean? So they're not getting the guidance that we got, I don't think.
You think that we talk to our parents more? Like our generation talk to our parents more?
Well, I'm not saying everybody, but in general, yeah, I would say that our generation is more connected to our, parents and that generation in terms of the value that they've passed down, whether it's a recipe or, some dating advice.
Well, in that aspect, yeah, I was looking at it from the perspective of like we can go to our parents and talk about stuff. I personally feel like our generation, we couldn't do that because everything was swept under the rug. This generation, Gen Z, can actually come to us, and we're more open to sharing
Love,
our
AJ,
perspective.
your shoulder.
Okay. I hear
You're
you
too
now.
sexy. Yeah, I think that this generation is able to come to us more and ask us things, and we're more susceptible to be able to talk and share things. But the generation
But they
before us
don't.
wasn't like that.
But they don't. That's the thing. But they
Yeah,
don't. And they
but
should.
think about it.
But
But
hold on. I need my question answered though. So Tay said there's a level of accountability from the older generations. What does everybody else say? Interesting point that Nay brought out. I think Nay might be. I think I would align kind of what Nay was saying, just because of how I think we were raised. But in terms of the accountability,
we
where do
have,
you guys
we have accountability for some of this. We have an accountability
give me a
for
percentage?
See, I'm more of what opened up in the middle of having those children. What was available to them, that Generation Z? What became available? The internet became available when they were born, when they were young, and they know nothing else. So all of their options opened up. We didn't have options like that. We couldn't think, oh, okay, I could marry somebody in Germany. I could do this and this, and I could get on the internet and twerk, and we never had those kind of things. So it's socialization helped to make the girls the way they are today. We can take accountability for some of that, but we can't take
What percentage? I understand what percentage.
Nature versus nurture. I can't say which one is more strong, which one has more pull.
What percentage? What percentage?
Maybe 40%. We have the conditioning. We would be responsible because we raised them. we were supposed to raise them up until 18, but before 18, they still had access to other people, other things.
I understand.
Janet Jackson,
Yeah.
Little Kim. They had access to all of that, and we didn't control their access.
Yeah, leave them out there by themselves.
Maybe
Fuck
that's
them.
more of accountability. That's what we need to say.
Yeah, fuck them hoes. I hear you, HQ. You ain't taking credit for them hoes. Hey, I say it for you. Tell them you don't give a shit without telling them you don't give a shit. Love. I think we might as well ride this train all out. Pause. I know you riding with HQ on this, love. Go ahead.
30%. I agree with her.
God damn. Perfect. 30%, huh?
30%.
Dana. Oh,
Accountability. I mean,
Dana,
yeah.
you are now we millennials, so I think you got a little bit more sense.
Don't do that. Don't insult them. If we're accountable for them, then I think we're accountable for all of them.
Okay.
If we have any level of responsibility to them, I think we have that to them as a whole generation.
Agreed. So what percentage?
100.
Okay. So good,
Maybe
bad,
that's
or
all.
indifferent. If they're seen as negative, that's on y'all. If they're seen as positive, that's on y'all.
It's not completely on us. What I'm saying is maybe I misunderstood the question, because I'm saying that we have a responsibility to all of them, or maybe you're asking how much of our influence actually affects them.
Yes. How much does your influence affect them and their behavior? And is largely seen as negative.
I would say probably like 75.
75%?
Yeah.
Nay, what number you give it?
I actually think I might agree with HQ. I was saying 40% because it is partly our fault, yes. But I also think about social media and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff in the social media, and that plays a big factor in how a lot of these kids are. Everything's a trend.
Tay, did you give it a number?
No, but we are social media. We set the trend. We are society. So I say at least 50%. I mean, at least 50. So yeah,
We started this shit.
it's our fault.
That was y'all. That was y'all in that tip drill video. We waited till 1:45 a.m. to come on. That wasn't them.
ET after dark.
I used to watch that in college.
Niggas be waiting for that video. They be playing what that thing smell like. We like, all right, cool, but get to tip drill. Yo, man, if you don't get it, you won't get it, man. Y'all niggas act like y'all too good for me, man. John Henry with the 10 says there are commonalities shared between all three generations, i.e., crack, single parents, home, etc. However, the difference seen today is the stupid level of disrespect. I just feel like John, you do a little bit too much fence riding for me, Playboy. I'm not agreeing with all these sums. See, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to try to trick me. This is a sum answer. Cheeky, what up with the $2? I said 1 to 10%. It ain't that high. LOL. Yeah, Cheeky did say 10%.
Also, Tim said 30%. You said 10%.
No, he said. It was 8 of them on the panel. Ali with the 10 says, Hamp, let's help them since they want to play dumb now. Does having sex with a man make him marry you? We can't entertain what isn't available. They won't admit men don't want to pay for pre-owned pussy.
It don't make them, but has it happened?
Sway with the $2 says 50% of only y'all can get it right after. It's not that many switch. Sway said 15% on OnlyFans. Older women promoted sexual liberation. John Henry with the $2 says happy wife, happy life was foolish then and it is now. Ali.
Shit like that. I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money.
Bullshit.
I see you shining, nigga. I can smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
Ali with the 20 ball says Heathen just said women on OnlyFans aren't hoes. Mothers and grandmas her age back them called them hoes. The women don't want to shame their bad decisions, But why? But why? But why buy the cow if you can milk it for free? Both recent Gen Z hoes, man, stop it.
Perfect.
Sway producing with the $2 says 25 to 30% has made one, and 70% has thought of making OnlyFans. Sway with the $2 says also the oldest in my generation is 27. Okay. John Henry with the $2 or $5, my bad, says no one is tricking you. The proof is in the output. Nah. Nope. Lauren Mack with the $2 says, Hamp, that water brown.
Shit like that. Shit perfect. Like
that. Yo, chill. All right, I'm gonna drop the link. A friend to tell a friend, and we out.